context of the 21st century. The basic education curriculum of the country was enhanced with the implementation of the K-12 curriculum. The K-12 curriculum is an education system that aims to enhance learners' basic skills, produce more competent citizens, and prepare graduates for their lifelong learning and employment. K stands for the kindergarten, and 12 refers to succeeding 12 years of basic education. Includes 6 years of elementary education, 4 years of junior high school, and 2 years of senior high school. One of the features of the K-12 curriculum is the requirement to equip every graduate with the following skills. First skills is the information, media, and technology skills. Second is learning and innovation skills. Third is effective communication skills, and last is the life and career skills. The development of these skills can be done with the aid of technologies for teaching and learning, which is the focus of this course. Okay, those skills cannot be successful without the use of technology.
Today, we will discuss Lesson 1, which is the K-12 curriculum framework. So in this topic, we have 3 lesson outcomes. So the first lesson outcomes is discuss the salient features of the K-12 curriculum requiring ICT-Pedagogy integration skills. Second is analyze the learning competencies of every year level according to the field of specialization of the pre-service teachers. Third and lastly is review some units in the curriculum guide with focus on the development of 21st century skills. So, those are the lesson outcomes of this topic. But before we proceed to the main topic, let's talk about the 3 steps first. So, in step 1, we have knowing each other. So, this time, you will introduce yourself and meet other classmates by choosing any kind of educational technology to represent your personality and profile. So, the information you will get from your classmates from the activity will be a valuable information for you as you complete the module, as well as when you work with some of your classmates in a succeeding modules.
So step 2 in the K-12 curriculum framework is recalling technology for teaching and learning lessons. So in a group with 4 to 5 members, recall and share to the class the learning outcomes you were able to demonstrate well in TTL1. Discuss as class on how you can demonstrate these learning outcomes to ensure that you can cope with the requirements of technology for teaching and learning too. So next is step 3. Reflecting on technology-based learning experience. Recall how teachers in your field of specialization use information and communication technologies to help you understand some concepts in your lessons. Identify the specific lesson and learning objectives of your teacher.
Of the K-12 curriculum of the Department of Education paved the way to enhance the teacher education curriculum of the Commission on Higher Education or CHED. The salient features of the K-12 curriculum have been thoroughly considered to ensure that all the courses in the teacher education program will meet the demand of the 21st century classroom. One of the considerations is the need to implement the following salient features of the curriculum by integrating technologies for teaching and learning. 1. Strengthen early childhood education or universal kindergarten. With the universal kindergarten program of the department, every Filipino child is expected to have the access to early childhood education. The use of technology in kindergarten by various schools is very evident in teaching them the alphabet, numbers, shapes and colors through games, songs and dances in their mother tongue. 2. making the curriculum relevant to learners, or contextualization and enhancement. Students are often heard saying, "Do I need to know this to live a meaningful life?" Or, "How will I use this lesson in the actual workplace?" Or, "What is the relevance of this to me?" And so on. There are some shared tips for making learning engaging. 1. Use suspense and keep it fresh. Drop hints about the new learning unit before you reveal what might be. Leave gaping pauses in your speech. Change seating arrangements and put up new and relevant posters or display. All this can activate emotional signals and keep student interest peaked. 2. Make it student directed. Give students a choice of assignments in a particular topic or ask them to design one of their own. 3. Connect the lesson to their lives and what they already know. Taking time to brainstorm about what students already know and would like to learn about the topic helps them to create goals. 4. Provide utility values. This helps students to realize that the content is not just interesting but worth knowing. 5. Build relatedness. Relatedness is seen by many as having non-academic and academic. Last but not the least, for the consideration in integrating the technologies in teaching and learning is the building proficiency or the mother tongue based on multilingual education. To be able to promote the child's dominant language and to use it as a language of instruction, technological tools should be maximized.
Okay, let's proceed to ensuring integrated and seamless learning, or the spiral progression. Spiral progression means that learning basic concepts that led to more complex and sophisticated version of the general concepts. That entails the technology integration framework that identifies the three types of knowledge instructors, or the technological knowledge, pedagogical knowledge, and content knowledge. The students aided by technologies for teaching and learning, and this will further strengthen attention and will enhance mastery of topics and skills as they are revisited and consolidated time and again. So the next one is gearing up for the future. Since the K-12 curriculum ensures college readiness by aligning core and applied courses to the CRS, or the College Readiness Standards, and GE, or the General Education Curriculum. Hence, the K-12 curriculum focus on developing appropriate specialization subjects such as academic, sports, arts and design, and technical vocational livelihood track. The last one is nurturing the holistically developed Filipino. So how this can be done? Every K-12 graduate is expected to be ready to go into different paths, such as further education, employment, or entrepreneurship. And lastly, every graduate is expected to be equipped with information, media, and technology skills, learning and innovation skills, effective communication skills, and life and career skills. So those are the salient features of K-12 curriculum by integrating technologies in learning and teaching.
Step 1. Introducing the technology for teaching and learning 2 course. This course, Technology for Teaching and Learning 2, helps you use the power of computer technologies in the different fields of specialization to ignite students' imagination, to move, motivate, and support them toward meaningful learning. This will also helps you to be able to assess your prior knowledge on how students can best use computer technologies to enhance learning.
In step 2, the setting goals for this course. It must be noted that course objective can be achieved with a proper settings of goals. Therefore, there is a need to ground this course on curricular and research-based goals and objectives. Throughout this course, you will be tasked to use various technological resources and tools that can help you create your plans and materials. improve your instructions, and enhance your future student learning. Collaborate with your teachers and colleagues and think about what you must able to do to make the most out of this course.
In continuation, without further ado, allow me to discuss to you the teacher's role as a curriculum designer. The teacher plays an important role not just inside the classroom as a classroom teacher but also as a facilitator for students' learning, designing, implementing, and evaluating the curriculum. In the Philippines, the teachers are expected to actively engage themselves in the curriculum design to ensure that the K-12 curriculum will be delivered at its best for the students to realize fully the intended learning outcomes. The teacher makes decisions about how they will implement the curriculum and their specific field of specialization. They decide on how they must structure the activities of their lessons and manage students' responses and ideas. Those decisions of the teacher have an impact to the students' learning outcomes inside the classroom. So, for you to have further explanation, the following are points to consider in identifying and understanding the teacher's role as a curriculum designer. First, their knowledge, experience, and competencies teacher are central to any curriculum development effort. Without a doubt, the most important person in the curriculum development is the teacher. Their knowledge and experience and competencies, they are the most knowledgeable about practice teaching or teaching practice and are responsible for implementing the curriculum inside the classroom. So second, curriculum is a planned interaction of pupils with instructional content, materials, resources, and processes for evaluating the attainment of educational objectives. It involves the teacher, or let's just say the teacher is a curriculum itself, bringing the instructional content, materials, resources, and processes for evaluating the attainment of educational objectives just for the students. Third, curriculum is a content, but when contextualized, it comes alive for the students. So one of the rules of the teacher is to help the students to build a relationship to engage the content. So it is in the teacher. The teacher may build a lesson that includes simulation, experiment, case studies to deliver a content. So this part also may help the teacher to be more creative inside the classroom. Okay, so lastly, teacher on their part have practical knowledge based on their daily work with the students. This practical knowledge is useful to curriculum committees because teacher can assess whether the ideas being developed will work in the classroom. So for you to know, teacher is part of the committee. So in short, teacher can assess whether the idea being developed will work inside the classroom. So that's all for the teacher's role as a curriculum designer. So thank you.
Considering my role as a curriculum designer, so how my fields of specialization, for example, physical education, mathematics, science, English, Filipino, social studies, and so on was designed. So as a curriculum designer, I will consider my role in terms of the expertise of the discipline. So for example, I am a general science major, so I design only the curriculum only for science and not in the other discipline because general science is my expertise and not the other discipline. So step 2, integrating technologies for teaching and learning. So in teaching, you need to integrate some technologies to have a better learning. So for example, using a projector in PowerPoint. So for another example, using a laptop or any computer's TV screen for PowerPoint also. So at this way, the students learning not only stuck in the imagination, but also they learn through their visualization.
So now, let us proceed to the step 2, which is the sharing of the ICT-Pedagogy experiences. With the 3 members in a group, each will share their scribed experiences. In a group, there should be a facilitator, a recorder, and a reporter. And the last step, step 3, is the reporting. To allow everybody in the class to learn from the small group sharing, the guest of the group sharing will be reported to the whole class by the assigned reporter. For the reporting to happen, the reporter must report their topic well. so that the whole class will understand them. Teaching has always been a challenging profession since knowledge and skills of students are expanding. And because of these challenges, teachers need to engage educational technologies to assist them in teaching learning process. Next is integrating technology in instructions. There are various educators and researchers provided the following concepts and principles about integrating technology in instruction. The first one is Jan Pisapia. Integrating technology with teaching means the use of learning technologies to introduce, reinforce, supplement, and extend skills. On the other hand, integrating technology into curricula can mean different things. First, computer science courses, computer-assisted instruction, and/or computer-enhanced or enriched instruction. Second is a matching software with basic skills competencies. The last one is keyboarding with word processing followed up with presentation tools. The second one is the International Society for Technology in Education. Effective integration of technology is achieved when students are able to help them obtain information in a timely manner, analyze and synthesize the information, present it professionally. The technology should become an integral part of how the classroom functions, as accessible as all other classroom tools.
Kiyun Wang and Waile 2007, Integrating Information and Communication or ICT into teaching and learning is a growing area that has attracted many educators' efforts in recent years. Margaret Lloyd 2005, ICT integration encompasses or integral part of broader curriculum reforms which include both infrastructural as well as pedagogical considerations that are changing not only how learning occurred, but what is learned. Bernard Bahati, 2010. The process of integrating ICT is teaching and learning has to be done at both pedagogical and technological levels, with much emphasis put on pedagogy. UNESCO 2005. ICT integration is not merely mastering the hardware and software skills.
Information and Communication Technology or ICT. What is ICT all about? And how can we successfully integrate ICTs in mathematics and science instruction? First, we need to determine the ICT that are available for mathematics and science education. Now let us discuss the definitions of ICT from various literature. Number 1 is Marsand, 2005. According to Marsand, ICT includes all the full range of computer hardware, computer software, and communication facilities. The most common are digital cameras, computer games, and etc. Number 2 is Tinio, 2009. ICT is a diverse set of technological tools and resources used to communicate, create, disseminate, and store and manage information. It includes hardware devices and software applications and many more. Number 3 is UNESCO 2020. According to UNESCO, ICT is a diverse set of technological tools. These technological tools and resources include computer, internet, live broadcasting, and telephony. And the last, number 4, is Ratiswari 2018. ICT influence every aspect of human life. They play salient roles in workplace, business, education, and entertainment. In short, according to Ratiswari 2018, ICT help the teacher teach easier, or it helps to make the teaching and learning process easy. So now, let us go to using ICT integration frameworks in mathematics and science education learning.
Let us now proceed to conversational framework of Laurel. The teaching and learning process possesses a very complex task to allow the learners to understand their lesson, master their skills they are expected to demonstrate. Conversational framework supports learning. It postulates a way of presenting teaching and learning in terms of event. There are 5 events in teaching and learning events in the frameworks, namely acquisition, discovery, dialogue, practice, and creation. Let us now proceed to teaching and learning events and associated media forms adapted from Laurel-Yard. Laurel-Yard's conversational frameworks is relevant in the field of mathematics and science education. The framework clearly underscores the importance of collaboration between teachers and students. The integration of ICT in teaching mathematics and science concepts would prove to be especially important. Mathematics and science subjects are abstract in nature. That a lot of misconceptions arise among students must be addressed by the teacher. All the teaching and learning events are used in mathematics and science learning, though practice is one particularly important in dimension, especially in drill and practice activities.
Now let us going to discuss the 3 fundamental elements of ICT integration according to Wang 2008. Wang 2008 class posited that the ICT integration consists of 3 fundamental elements. These are pedagogy, social interaction, and technology. First to discuss is that pedagogy. Pedagogy class, it refers to the teaching strategies, techniques, and approaches used by the teachers in delivering instruction or facilitate learning. Next to discuss is the social interaction or social activities interaction. Social activities interaction class are very crucial in our life. People are naturally live and work in a various communities, right? In which it turn to others for help when they encountered problems. In many situations, students use stand-alone computers which only allow them to interact in embedded learning resources. Lastly is the technology. Technology class becomes more prominent in technology-enhanced learning environment. For many learning activities, class are conducted through the use or through the support of computer. Availability class and easy access are the initial requirements in an effective online learning environment. In summary, class, pedagogy, social interaction, and technology are the critical component in technology-enhanced learning environment. Technology is more likely to be a basic condition for an effective integration of ICT. Sound design pedagogy or social interaction are very much depends on the availability of the technological use. Without the sufficient support of the technology, undoubtedly, many pedagogical design or social activity designs such as 3D simulations and asynchronous online learning would be hard to implement. However, the primary factor that influences the effectiveness of online learning is not about the availability of technology, but it's all about the pedagogical design or the social design.
Teaching and learning event and associated media form. So the first question we need to answer is the relevant to mathematics education and science education, because it demands the use of appropriate technologies in the teaching and learning process. So what example of key element in LCF or Laurel-Yard's conversational framework? So we have here the discovery. Why? As it investigating, exploring, browsing, searching and learning action or experience, and it also relevant in a use of technology by hypermedia, multimedia, CD-based, web, and more. Second question is the framework clearly undergoes importance of collaboration. Yes, the collaboration between student and teacher, because there's really a lot of misconception believed by the student. And LCF, teaching and learning process, provide a dialogue wherein the student and teacher collaborate, discuss, reflect, argue, analyze, and sharing. So the last one is that practice is one particular important dimension. Yes, and why? Because not all learning effective only in theories. We also need to experience it. Example is to drill, tutorials, simulation, virtual, and so on.
Categories for Information, Communication, and Technology (ICT). In teachers' training, there are a lot of researchers that will prove that integration of ICTs can fully transform classroom instructions. In 2003, HADA states that the teachers' use of ICT supports the development of higher order thinking skills (HATS) and promotion collaboration. This is the reason why it is recognized a training in ICT pedagogy integration is promoted. For a successful pedagogy integration training to take place, a training framework used as a guide will be held. Jong 2005 was able to recognize various ICT teachers training efforts into 4 categories. This is presented in this framework.
Now I am going to discuss about the UNESCO ICT Competency Framework for Teachers. This framework, which is a part of a range of initiatives by the UN and its specialized agencies. As shown by the framework, the teachers have 6 aspects of work. First is understanding ICT in education. Second is curriculum and assessment. Third is pedagogy. Fourth is application of digital skills. Fifth is organization and administration. And sixth is teachers' professional learning. Across these 6 aspects of work are the 3 approaches of teaching based on the human capacity development. These are knowledge acquisition, knowledge deepening, and knowledge creation. The framework also especially aims to equip teachers to be able them to perform their roles in achieving the following societal goals. First is build a workforce that have information and communication technology skills and are reflective, creative, and adapt at problem solving in order to generate knowledge. Second is enable people to be knowledgeable and resourceful so they are able to make informed choices, manage their lives effectively, and realize their potential. Third is encourage all members of the society, irrespective of gender, language, age, background, location, and differing abilities to participate fully in society and influence the decisions that affect their lives. And last, foster cross-cultural understanding, tolerance, and peaceful resolution of conflict.